Year 1, Part 8. Joe and Sid and Dad went to bed. Tillytuck, mildly remarking that he had had enough passionate scenes for one day, betook himself to the granary. But Pat and Cuddles and Judy decided to make a night of it. It was 3 now. They sat around the fire and lived over that fateful Christmas day. They roared with laughter over the look of Cousin Nicholas. "Sure, and he needn't have been making such a fuss over a poor cat," said Judy. "Well do I remember what happened to a man in Silverbridge years ago. He jumped into his bed one night and found a dead man atween the shades." "Judy!" "I'm telling you, it was his own brother, but if Tillytuck was here, he'd be saying it was the dead man. And now let's be having another little bite. I'm feeling as if I hadn't had a decent meal for weeks. What with dog fights and old cousins and people flying like birds, it's thankful I am that I frog marched me Tillytuck out with that Jerusalem cherry for Joe to be starting from Halifax." "To think that Mother is a grandmother and we're aunts," said Cuddles. "It makes me feel awfully old. I'm glad it's a girl. You can dress them so cute. They're going to name it Mary Laura Patricia, after its 2 grandmothers, and call it Mary. Frank put the Patricia in for you, Pat, because he said if it hadn't been for you, that child would never have been born." "What did he mean?" "Just some of his nonsense. He persists in thinking I gave up a career so that Winnie could get married. I'm glad they're calling it Mother's name, but I always think a second name seems woefully and reproachful, because it is never mentioned often enough to give it personality. As for a third name, it's nothing but a ghost." Tillytuck was really quite excited over it, wasn't he? "Can you imagine Tillytuck ever being a baby?" said Pat dreamily. Oh, he was, and maybe somebody's pride and joy," sighed Judy sentimentally. "It do be terrible what we come to with the years. Sure, another Christmas is over, and we can't be denying it was merry in spots." And then it was morning. The rain was over. The whole world was soaked and sodden, but in the east was a primrose brightening, and soon the hill of the mist was like a bare, brown breast in the pale early sunshine. The house, after all the revel and excitement, had a dishevelled, cynical, ashamed look. Pat longed to fall upon it and restore it to serenity and self-respect. Winnie, white and sweet, was asking them with her pretty laugh what they thought of her little surprise party. Sid was declaring to indignant Cuddles that the baby had a face like a monkey. Mother was played out and condemned to a day in bed, and Judy stole out to see if the pigs had survived the Jerusalem cherry.